Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, wake up in the morning to the clear blue sky. Turn up the music when I hop in the ride. The windows down, let the whole world see.
Hi guys, I am Nicky Thompson. I'm one of the two artistic directors for Speakeasy's Playhouse. This is Speakeasy's Playhouse Live, and we are doing Grand Canyon State. So I'm first off going to tell you a little bit about Speakeasy's Playhouse. So we are an upcoming theater. We came from Anaheim, California, and basically we are here to kind of start theater back in our hometown. So we started off with something such as the Grand Canyon State, kind of describes a little bit of fun things for Arizona. We have a 5-year plan. First off, we're starting off with our Speakeasy live shows. On top of that, we are also going to be trying to get a show on stage. Again, to do that we need a little bit of funding and a little bit of money. So we do have a GoFundMe page. I'll be linking it a little bit later in the video for you guys. Anything helps. It helps us try to get on our feet. We are working with a couple local churches to work in a rehearsal space with them and possibly a performance space as well. So if you like what we're doing, please help out. Our next couple shows, we have Chapel of Bones by Nelson Clark, and that's going to be directed by Jenny, who is part of Speakeasy's Playhouse. After that, we are going to be doing The Degenerates by Jermaine Shames, which is going to be directed by my friend Kristin, she's actually going to be behind the camera today, and she's going to help out a little bit. Fun stuff. Later on down the line, we're going to have a couple more Speakeasy's live shows. Once we have those cemented, then I'll inform y'all. But we're going to get started, so we're going to have our cast introduce, and surprise, I am part of the cast today. So, hi, I am Nicky Thompson, and I'll be playing Erica.
Hello, my name is Devon Nickel. I'll be playing Justin.
Hi, my name is Sarina Guerra, and I'll be playing Laura.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I will be playing Percy.
Hello, my name is Ashlie, and I will be playing Kiki.
My name is Gustavo Flores, and I'll be playing Rob.
Alright, and enjoy Grand Canyon State. Here we go.
Scene 1, Rod and Kiki's house. Bar stools in the kitchen. Kiki reading text on her phone.
Are you avail Wednesday night to diner? We have something important to announce. XXOO Laura.
An announcement? It's about time.
I don't get it. Why does texting make it okay to actually write like crap?
In texting, comprehension, not grammatical or spelling accuracy, is the only real objective. So all kinds of shortcuts are perfectly acceptable.
What does she really want to eat at a diner? We never eat at diners.
I know exactly what they're announcing, and I think it's fantastic. I think we should think about it too. We're all at that point in our lives where marriage just makes sense.
Ugh. Marriage gives me this weird choking feeling like I can't get air.
That's only because your childhood sucked and your parents are so fucked up.
Well, your parents are as solid as this granite countertop. But do you really want a relationship like theirs?
Of course not. My father has always been incredibly overbearing and totally clueless about it. My mother has always resented him for it, and still does to this day. But does that mean marriage can't work?
Only that we know of no actual real-life representation that we'd want to live up to, even if we could.
Exactly.
Sometimes I feel like you're not even listening to me.
What?
It's as if because you met me while I was still dancing, that's the only way you know me.
Best lap dance I ever had.
That was 10 years ago, Rob. I was putting myself through college.
You haven't changed a bit.
Yes, I have. I got my real estate license, which I never used. And I went into office equipment sales, and I'm top 10 in the company.
But you'll always be a kitty claw to me. I still remember that night we met. It was Halloween, and you were wearing that awesome Catwoman mask. Catwoman gave me my first boner when I was like 11. I don't even know if I could get a boner then. It was more of an inner boner, a spiritual boner. Anyway, there you were. Right then, I knew I had to be with you, but you wouldn't go out with me.
You were a customer.
And you eventually saw the light.
You kept showing up.
I asked you out for Thai food, and you finally said yes.
I was starving.
I ordered for both of us, and we just felt so relaxed together.
It was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was exhausted. But it's true. I did feel relaxed with you.
I asked you how you learned to lap dance so well, and you said your mom taught you.
I can't believe I told you that on our first date.
And you asked me why I chose to major in finance, and I said to make a shitload of money.
You remember all that?
We had pad thai. It was the first time you'd ever had it, and you loved it.
I am really sick of pad thai now.
Good times.
Scene 2. Airport in Hair Salon. Stage 1 is an airport where Justin is waiting for a flight. Stage right is a hair salon where Erica is quickly at the end of the day. They speak on their phones.
My flight should board in 10 minutes.
Did you have your muffin?
How did you know?
You always eat a muffin at the airport.
It's my comfort food when I'm away from my real muffin.
I'm your muffin? That's so sweet. What flavor?
My favorite, banana nut.
Are you making fun of me?
My favorite flavor is banana nut. You know that.
Because that could mean a lot of things. My therapist, Julia, says our everyday conversation is really a code for more deep, meaningful.
I thought she was helping you feel less paranoid.
Turns out I'm not paranoid, just acutely insecure.
That's good news.
Are you trying to tell me something, Justin?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Then you are trying to tell me something.
You mean about the muffin?
Why do you keep bringing that up?
I'm just trying to understand.
You know I'm complex.
And I love that about you.
You saw Laura's text?
About eating out at dinner?
She's pregnant, I know it. And she just can't wait to rub it in my nose with the Johnson & Johnson.
I'm not so sure Percy and Laura are doing all that great together.
Which is why they got pregnant, trying to bring some new life into their dying relationship.
But why let that bother you, honey?
I know I consciously and subconsciously measure myself with Laura. I mean, she's 2 years younger, and she's got straight hair like my sister. And I should be having a baby, not her.
You could straighten your hair.
You know I don't like the shape of my head, and that's why I became a hairstylist in the first place, to find purpose in my struggle by serving others as well.
Your head is beautiful.
It protrudes like an oblong blob. My mother has the same exact peanut-shaped head, and she doesn't even know it.
Your head is much more of a hazelnut than a peanut, honey.
You really think so?
I know so.
Thank you. But I'm not willing to risk straightening my hair, which brings me back to the baby you don't want to talk about.
You're really starting to build up your clientele at the salon. And I'm on the road so much. We still got plenty of time.
Not to have the first baby.
Does it have to be the first? Have you talked to your therapist about this?
She says I've got competitive recompulsive disorder.
Really?
Well, you just diagnosed me last week.
You didn't tell me you had a new diagnosis. I've never heard of competitive reproductive disorder.
Competitive reproductive disorder is much more common, more than the public eye.
We'll work through it together. What are the symptoms?
Competitive reproductive disorder strikes women in their early 30s who starts to experience anxiety over their own limited number of fertilized eggs.
That's us!
Causing them to fear their eggs were actually being shared. And they're protective from other women in the comparable ages and the social economical background.
Sort of like cloud-hosted ovaries?
I'm not going Saturday night. I won't be seeing Laura anymore, or Kiki either. Just I'm taking my ovaries back.
Erica, that's the disorder talking. Your eggs aren't really being stolen, or even threatened by Laura, or Kiki for that matter.
No.
No, your eggs are really your own.
My eggs are my own.
You must add that to your already substantial list of daily affirmations. Your eggs are your own.
My eggs are my own. My eggs are my own.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you come home and impregnate me?
You know we're not ready, but we can do pretend pregger sex.
I think my subconscious trigger mechanism has coped on that one.
I could act like my condom broke.
That would be hot.
Scene 3, in a restaurant, table for 6, all 3 couples together.
You guys are all so important to me, to both of us. So thank you, Rob and Kiki, Justin and Erica, for being here with us.
Where else would we be?
I've been on the road providing in-depth client support to optometrists using my practice management software. Bottom line results you can see.
I'm glad you could be here, Justin.
It's very important for Justin to be supportive, and I make it a point to always give him something to support me on.
You're great that way.
So, Laura and Percy, you have an announcement to make. Go ahead with what you're going to announce to us.
Don't rush her. She may not be ready.
Of course she's ready. We're all ready.
I'm not sure we're all ready.
Ready for what?
For Laura and Percy's announcement. Go ahead, Laura and Percy.
Well, this is not really coming from both of us. I mean, we talked about it, but I can only really speak for myself. Right, Percy?
I speak for Kiki and me all the time. It's much more efficient.
But that's just the point. I don't want to speak for Percy. I want Percy to speak for Percy.
You really should have worked out all these details out in advance. It makes for a much smoother presentation.
Let her talk.
Well, this is one of the most important announcements they'll ever make, and they don't even know who's making it.
That is, I appreciate your concern.
We're just so excited for you.
But you shouldn't be.
But we are. You're the first to take the big step. We just hope your wedding is better organized than...
Wedding? We're not getting married. We're breaking up.
What? What are you talking about?
There's no communication between us at all. It's like we're already separated, even while we're living together.
You can't break up.
Why not?
I don't know. It's July. In Scottsdale, it's too hot to break up.
It's a dry heat.
We're not even really living together. We're more like existing together with no real contact, no real feeling. We're just like furniture taking up space. He's the couch, I'm the armchair, and the only thing that's really alive is the TV.
Percy's always been quiet, haven't you, Percy? Yeah. He's the quiet type.
The only thing Percy talks about is sports.
Well, there you go. Sports are a great topic of conversation.
It's just random information.
Nothing random about LeBron James.
Well said, Percy.
He's a basketball player. He throws balls through a hoop.
Now you're communicating. What do you say to that, Percy?
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Dr. J.
What?
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Dr. J.
What are you trying to say, Percy?
Who's changed the game more?
Jordan, of course.
Are you sure? Could Jordan play all 5 positions on the court?
Jordan's got 6 championships.
You can't judge a player only based on championships.
Why? Isn't that what the game's all about?
But great players don't always play on great times.
But that's what they're supposed to do. They make their teams great.
So all personal accomplishment and ability just go out of the window?
It's a team game.
My point exactly.
You see, this is what you do. This is what he constantly does.
You two are really talking.
You continuously suck me into your ridiculous sports arguments instead of talking about what's really in our hearts. Are you trying to tell me something? Is this some kind of code? Or is this really all you think about? Who the hell is Percy? Who the hell am I? I don't even know anymore. All I want is a little, it doesn't have to be a lot, just a little communication in my life. Something personal from Percy to me, and from me to Percy. Something raw, something I can't hear on SportsCenter, so that if I feel like I'm actually real, like I'm actually here. Otherwise, it's all just like some play we're living through. A sitcom about a graphic designer and a bartender who met over Monday Night Football and margaritas and never moved on. But I am moving on.
All I'm saying is it takes a team to win championships.
Do you know what you sound like? Do you even know what you sound like?
I understand exactly what Percy's saying. He's saying that you guys need to be more of a team.
We never go anywhere. You know, I've never even been to the Grand Canyon.
We hiked the Bright Angel Trail, right, honey?
It's a lot of walking.
But the views were incredible. You'd never see something like that back home in Toronto.
Sports, he'll watch anything, even the WNBA.
It's a cry for help. Some men use sports and sports metaphors because they're afraid to express intimate personal feelings.
But that's just it. He doesn't seem to have any intimate personal feelings. He only has sports feelings.
You're talking about him like he's not even here. What do you say, Percy?
It's your all-around game that makes you what you are.
What?
He's back on LeBron James. God, I hate that I know that.
He can score like Michael Jordan, he can rebound like Karl Malone, and he defends the opponent's best players on a regular basis. And do you know what's really overlooked? What a great passer he is.
I don't want to live like this.
You're not breaking up.
She said she's breaking up.
How can you break up? We're your best friends, and we all thought you were going to announce that you were getting married tonight.
Married? God, no.
Did any of you think they were all going to announce they were breaking up?
Kiki, Justin, Erica, Rob all shake their heads.
I'm sorry. We haven't been open with you guys. Y'all just seem so great together. I didn't want to hang out our dirty laundry, and I guess I always thought that there would be some kind of change.
We're not that great together.
We're your friends, Laura.
We've been more worried about projecting a pretty picture of our relationship and how our teams are doing in the standings than the actual life we're living. But now that the Suns seem to suck permanently and the Diamondbacks can't get it together, I see no reason to continue this charade.
What about the Cardinals? What about the Phoenix Open? I was told you had a fantastic time.
They fought.
You even told me how Percy got on the dance floor for the first time in their relationship and how surprised Laura was.
He hurled behind the DJ stage.
It's a tradition.
Good chair, Percy.
But he wouldn't even slow down. He just kept drinking and hurling.
The Phoenix Open is known as the biggest party on the PGA Tour.
Now you're opening up.
Why didn't you tell me Percy threw up?
3 times.
If you count them separately.
Laura didn't want me to. She knows how judgmental you are.
Judgmental? What is that supposed to mean? Percy, you disgust me.
Erica breaks down in tears, stands up, and walks around the table to Laura.
Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry. You've been putting on weight, and I thought you were pregnant. I just realized that your relationship eating.
Erica has competitive reproductive disorder.
What?
It's a surprisingly common condition when women become suspicious of their female friends stealing fertilizable eggs from their womb.
Ovaries.
Of course, ovaries. What did I say?
Said womb. Justin is really quite knowledgeable about the female reproductive, but occasionally he defaults to Bible talk.
I actually enjoyed Sunday school. I love the stories. And it got me out of the house.
Do I look fat?
I like you a little fuller.
Full of donuts.
Honey, remember she's not pregnant. She didn't raid your womb.
Ovaries!
I would never do that.
I know, believe me, I know it's just me. I struggle with my self-worth, don't I, honey?
She does.
So I seek to find value in a person with the same species, and which would, in and of itself, be a beautiful experience if I were not wrapped in the banner of motherhood so tightly around a flagpole of my own insecurities.
Everyone pauses here for a beat, attempting to digest this overpacked piece of self-analysis, then giving up.
We're giving up our condo. The mortgage is killing us. And for what? So we can feel alone together?
I don't think either of us really has room for you two.
We've got nothing but room. Our house is huge.
It's not actually us two anymore, so you only have to find room for one of us.
Of course it's you two. You're a couple, a unit, a thing. You're so much more than just you. You're you two. You're together. You're Laura and Percy. Percy and Laura. I can't even remember your names without saying them together. I don't even know you as not you two. I don't even know if I like you as just you.
Rob really cares about you and doesn't want to see you make big mistakes.
A massive mistake. Have you done your due diligence? Do you have any idea what's available out there in terms of a replacement?
A replacement?
You want to be alone?
I feel alone now.
But you're alone with someone we all know. Percy.
But if I'm alone with him and I stay with him, how will I ever have the chance to be with someone I'm not alone with?
Why are you making it so complicated?
She says she feels alone.
But she has Percy.
But she feels alone.
But she has Percy.
But she's alone.
But she has Percy.
But she's alone.
Rob and Kiki, please. Look, I appreciate your concern about us. I really do, but I need more in my life, and I'm willing to risk losing what I've got in order to get it. If Percy can't stop replacing his personal feelings with sports feelings, then I'm not living with him anymore. Maybe if we're apart for a while, he'll step up to the plate and raise his game.
She stops. They all look at her.
It's okay.
Oh, God.
It's okay, honey.
No, it's not okay. It's really not okay. I need a timeout. Shit, I can't stop it.
It's okay, Laura.
I feel like sleeping next to him at night, I'm like soaking up sports cliches by osmosis or something.
First you complain he's not communicating enough. Now you say he's sharing too much.
Percy and I have been through all this. That is, I've expressed my feelings to him, and he put the Diamond's back game temporarily on mute in acknowledgement. Didn't you, Percy?
D-backs Reds, 5-3 victory.
Don't be such a homer. They're going nowhere and you know it, just like our relationship. See, there it is again, seeing life through the idiot lens of sports. I'm sorry if this is upsetting to you guys, but I need out.
You don't have to apologize.
Yes, she does.
I can't live this anymore.
Scene 4. Stage left. Rob and Kiki's bedroom. Kiki and Rob lie in bed.
Sometimes I don't think couples were meant to just live themselves. Two people isolated on their own little island, which no one else can really enter. It's like a relationship is like some kind of shipwreck. Like at first you're just happy, you survive to a point, to have some solid ground under your feet. But after a while you start wondering, is there really something more out there? Like, can one person really be the total answer for another person? The fulfillment of all the emptiness and the redemption of all the past rejection.
My balls always itch in the summer.
How is this supposed to work? Are we soulmates or cellmates?
Must be something in the AC.
Why do I feel guilty for thinking like this?
And it does really cool down until Halloween.
Why do I feel like I'm failing at something?
We do get cooler mornings and evenings by September.
Why don't we ever go to the Grand Canyon?
4-hour drive to see a big hole in the ground. I'm with Percy on that one.
You always take his side.
I'm on the side of love.
Justin thinks it's pretty spectacular, and they hiked it in a day.
Don't get me started on Canadians.
What do you have against Canadians?
They think they can just come down here and change our American way of life.
All immigrants add something, I guess.
But Canadians are sneaky about it. Unlike Mexicans, you don't even know they're doing it.
Doing what?
Being Canadian. Like Jim Carrey. Did you know he was Canadian?
Well, so is Mike Myers.
Jesus, their country's calling with them.
I think it might be good to have someone else in the house with us.
They could chip in on bills.
That's not what I meant.
Or offer some other tangible benefits, such as dishwashing, waste disposal, or even professional services like tax preparation. Or some other kind of in-change.
Does that crack on the ceiling look like an elephant ear to you?
You know I don't see what you see. To me, that looks like a upward swooping data line of the growth quadrant of a graph.
I think we need to repaint the ceiling.
Conceding as if this is what they have been negotiating all along.
Which one of them do you want to take?
Laura?
Fine, we'll take Laura.
Scene 5. Justin and Erica's bedroom. They lie in bed.
Do you like the cowboy boots I got for you?
They're amazing.
You don't wear them.
I've never had cowboy boots before.
So?
I mean, I'm from Toronto.
I'm from Chicago.
I just feel funny.
Everyone here is from somewhere else.
Except for Rob. Sometimes I don't think he likes me.
He just doesn't like Canadians.
I'm no cowboy.
That's why I got you the expensive kind with all the stitching.
They are mighty purty.
Then why don't you put them on?
Now?
I can help you break them in.
You little polecat.
You ready to ride?
Gets up to get the boots.
I can buy a hat to go with it.
I know it's not real, but I don't want her anywhere near my ovaries. Especially at night when I'm sleeping.
We'll take Percy.
You're so good to me.
Being good to you is being good to me.
Scene 6. Guest room. Rob and Nicky's. Laura is unpacking her things, assisted by Kiki.
Thanks for having me here, Kiki. I really appreciate it. I'd much rather be here with you than renting some one bedroom somewhere else.
Sure, I'm just glad you're taking everything so well.
I just know I need change.
Just because you're with a guy for a while doesn't mean you have to ache with the loss when you break up, right?
I don't know what it means exactly. I feel like I almost don't know anything right now. The only thing I know is that I don't want to keep doing what I do know. If that makes any sense at all.
Of course it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't have to be flesh tearing from the bone, heart searing in a pan, full of fond memories that you'll never live again kind of feeling, right?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel like, to be honest with you. I think that's just what gets me in trouble, trying to feel a certain way with a certain person at a certain time, as if there's this plan in my head and I'm constantly trying to live up to it instead of just living.
Right on. I mean, you can leave a guy without feeling all bruised and battered and alone and guilty and scared and inadequate and like on some basic human level, as a woman, a complete failure.
I know I'm gonna miss him. I know it. But right now, I'm just so glad to be having an actual conversation with a human being without hearing a game on in the background.
I'm really glad you're getting to talk like this too. I've always sort of looked up to you, Laura.
I admit, in basketball, I get into the playoffs. But the regular season really drags, and don't even talk about baseball season.
I just want you to know I'm happy that you're here with us, Laura. I think it's going to be good for both of us that you're staying here.
Here we are, 75 games into the season with 87 more to go, and the Diamondbacks are still barely playing 500 ball. As usual. What am I supposed to do with that?
Laura.
What?
Nothing.
No, what is it?
I just told you I'm really glad that you're here and you gave me a baseball statistic.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's not all right. I've been living with the ESPN family of sports networks for way too long.
Oh, God. What is it with men and media?
Percy has all the bonus channels.
The LA Times was never enough for my father. He had to get the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post as well. He wore this white terry cloth robe and at breakfast, which was all smudged up with ink. My mother hated that robe. Whenever she tried to say anything about it, he would roll up the section of the newspaper and smack her with it.
Kiki, I didn't know that. That must have been so scary.
What's scary was how she got used to it, and he'd smack her with the newspaper, and she'd just look down and clean breakfast dishes up.
That must have been awful for you.
I think I hated my mother for it more than my father. Sometimes in high school when I'd come home from afternoon, she'd still have ink on her forehead and cheeks. She didn't even bother wiping it off, as if she was proud of it. And she knew I was judging her for it, so I cleaned her up, but it scared the shit out of me. That was what I had to look forward to.
I'm so sorry, Kiki. I never knew.
Never really told anyone.
You never told Rob?
Well, of course, I've told Rob.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know why I said that. I mean, telling Rob counts, right?
Right.
Scene 7. Justin and Erica's living room. Evening. Justin and Percy sit on a couch watching a baseball game.
I was raised by my mother and my two older sisters, and I never really had a chance to get into sports. I might have liked it. I just never really had the time. I was so busy dealing with issues at home. Weight issues, bully friend issues. Someone always had their panties in a knot about something. So this is really great for me. I finally get a chance to get into sports. Thank you for being here. Good game, huh? I get it. Just shut up and watch, right? That's the beauty of it. We don't have to verbalize every little thing like women do.
They watch together for a couple moments.
She likes the playoffs. She just can't stand the regular season.
Who? You mean Laura?
But it's the regular season that sets up the playoffs.
I'm sure you're right. Why didn't she get that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
They watch for a couple moments.
You miss her, Percy?
Hmm?
I know we're watching the game, but you miss Laura?
It's a 50-50 call.
A what?
It's like a charge block. The call could go either way.
I'm sorry, there again. I'm not familiar with all the sports jargon. But this will be good. I'll learn something new. And you can just explain it to me. So, what's the charge block?
Sure. So, Klay Thompson catches an outlet on the wing, and...
I'm sorry, Klay who?
Doesn't matter. Could be Steve Nash.
He plays for the Suns, right?
Not anymore.
Too bad. He was the one guy whose name I could remember.
Face of the franchise.
We're doing it, aren't we?
What?
We're talking about sports.
Yep.
Damn right! Now, what about this block charge thing?
Right. So the guy gets the ball on the wing and drives toward the bucket.
And the bucket is the same thing as the basket.
Right. But on the way to the hoop, a guy steps in to block him, and they bump each other.
Bucket, basket, hoop. All the same apparatus, I'm assuming.
But is it a block or a charge?
I'm sorry, what?
Ref blows his whistle. Is it a block or a charge?
Is it a what?
What's the call, block or charge?
I don't know.
But you still gotta make a call, right?
I don't know.
You gotta make a call.
I'm sorry. Percy, I really am. I wish I could help you more. I'm just such a sports illiterate. I used to have a girlfriend who watched football, and I could never figure out what the hell was going on. Like, she kept explaining to me what a first down was and what offsides was, and I couldn't admit to her that I didn't even see where the ball went when they hiked it.
They look at each other. A moment of understanding passes between them.
I just did it, didn't I?
Yep.
I used a sports metaphor to make life more comprehensible.
Scene 8. Justin and Erica's bedroom. Erica in bed, reading a magazine, is joined by Justin.
I told him.
You told who?
Percy. I told him about not being able to see the football when it's hiked.
Good, honey. That was important for you.
It's the first time I've ever admitted that to another guy.
I'm proud of you, Justin. What'd Percy say?
Well, you know Percy. He didn't actually say anything, but it just felt good to get it out.
I know. I felt the same way about my competitive repulsive disorder with Rob and Kiki and Laura and Percy.
You were very brave.
Wasn't I? Does it make you want me?
You know it does. Should I put on my boots?
Scene 9. Laura texting Percy. Laura reads her text out loud into her phone.
How are you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing?
D-backs v Mets.
Laura sighs. She texts a smiley face.
Smiley face.
4th inning.
Where are Justin and Erica?
In bed.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Every night.
Really?
Yep.
How do you know?
Overheard from the bedroom are Justin and Erica, very much in role-playing mode. Oh no!
What's wrong, honey?
I can't believe it!
You can't believe what?
My condom!
What about your condom?
My condom.
What about your condom?
It broke.
You mean there's nothing between your seed and my fully fertile womb?
Nothing.
Oh, no!
Scene 10. Rob and Nicky's kitchen, middle of the night. As Laura sips a mug of tea, Kiki walks in.
Hey, what are you doing up?
I'm not used to sleeping alone.
Rob sleeps like a rock. I just stare at the ceiling like half the night.
I'm usually a good sleeper.
I see things, you know, in the cracks in the ceiling. Shapes I don't like. Rob's painted it like 3 times already. Doesn't seem to help.
What do you see?
Iguanas mainly. This very flat, primitive style that makes me feel like I'm in a cave. Like the whole thing's come crashing down on me. I've never been claustrophobic before. Elevators don't bother me, but my own bedroom does.
You know what's scary? Waking up and realizing how asleep you've been. It's like driving somewhere in your car and you don't even know how you got there. That's what my relationship feels like, but this ride has been going on for years.
Like one long time-lapse roofie?
What do we really know about any of this? About love, I mean. Where do we even get our information?
My mother used to say, we have to compromise to make it work.
My mother used to say, you can't expect to get everything you want. What if everything we know about love is absolutely wrong?
Stand by your man.
All you need is love.
Love is the answer.
Love is in the air.
Love will find a way for men to control us.
You think they know any better than we do?
I used to think Rob knew everything.
It just seems like there's this huge gap. More like a canyon, like the Grand Canyon, between what we think is real about love and what's really real. What if we're all in this state of blindness and don't even know it?
Like a Grand Canyon state.
A total state of ignorance. Worse than ignorance, because we think we know, but what we know is just really a bunch of BS we got from our parents and from TV and from other people who are all really in the same state. What if the state of being a couple isn't really about love at all? Or real intimacy? Or any kind of personal fulfillment? What if it's really just about coupling up to keep the species going?
What if extraterrestrials are secretly colonizing our planet, using the wide open desert spaces as a staging ground for an interplanetary breeding program, forcing us to host the parasitic life forms that will ultimately consume us?
What if there's this primitive social instinct, mostly hidden from our awareness, that still controls us, and which we think of in these fancy terms of personal love and purpose, but really, we're all just locked in these roles that we play out like clones in a giant hive?
You know, Rob would be a good father.
I texted Percy.
Did you?
He was watching the game.
Of course he was.
He wasn't always like this. In our first year together, we had moderately good conversations about reasonably personal subjects.
I know, communication is different during the first year.
Percy and I had communication like every day.
Every day?
We did it everywhere, in the living room, in the kitchen, wherever.
We never did it that much, but we did do it.
Even in the car.
We did it in the car.
We used to communicate in the car all the time.
Don't take this the wrong way, but it's sort of hard to believe.
I know.
But it's different at the beginning. You don't actually know each other yet, so you have to talk. You have to actually ask each other questions and listen to the answers.
Once, he told me his older brother left him alone at the Bronx Zoo for over an hour when he was just 4 years old.
Why would someone do that?
Some sort of, sibling rivalry. Percy thought his brother resented him for being born.
Wow, Percy told you all that?
But we never have that kind of communication anymore. Now we almost do it just to get it over with. How was your day? How was your day? Okay, good night.
Well, I hate to admit it, but that's how I feel sometimes. I just wish Rob would finish communicating, because he's not really listening to me anyways. Getting to know each other might be the worst thing that has ever happened to us.
Something happened after that Cardinals Super Bowl loss to the Steelers. When Pittsburgh scored with just 3 minutes left on the clock.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't watch the Super Bowl?
I went to Nordstrom's.
Nordstrom's is open on Super Bowl Sunday?
You've got a lot to look forward to.
It was as if Percy blamed himself. After that Steelers comeback, he just, would not let it go. It was all sports, all the time. If only he didn't just take it so personally. Why would you blame yourself when you could blame the coach?
It's just a game, right?
The best sex we ever had was after watching a replay of the 2001 World Series Game 7 Diamondbacks win over the Yankees.
Rob still likes me to wear my Catwoman mask.
Unfortunately, it's the only championship a Phoenix team has ever won.
I'm getting tired again. I'm glad we talked. I think I can go to sleep now.
Kiki, thanks again for having me in your home like this.
It's good for both of us that you're here. Good night.
Kiki leaves Laura sitting at the kitchen table. Scene 10. Justin and Erica's living room next evening. Percy and Erica sit on the couch watching a Diamondbacks game.
So, Justin's in the Midwest all week. Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City.
Tough road trip.
He loves it though. Customer support. How's work going for you?
Slowing down for the summer. 4 shifts a week max.
Bartending is how you and Laura met, isn't it?
She liked my margaritas. I don't make them too sweet.
It was more than the margaritas, Percy. It was you. She liked you. I remember her telling me about how she met you and she liked you right away.
Get him out of there. He's throwing on fumes.
What?
Pulling the pitcher. Not a moment too soon.
You're really into your sports, aren't you?
When it's time, it's time. You gotta make the move.
No, I get it. It gives you something to think about other than yourself, right?
Man on first and second. We need a strikeout.
You can think some pretty weird thoughts when you're stuck in your own head all day.
Or a double play.
I'm not even going to ask what that is.
Strike 1. A strikeout will work just fine.
This is kind of nice.
Strike 2. Don't give him anything good to hit.
I can just talk and you don't make too much of it by analyzing every little thing that I happen to mention.
That was not a ball.
Let's face it, you don't make anything of it.
There it is. 1 down.
Sometimes I think I need to not be listened to all the time.
What are you gonna do, pitcher? What are you gonna do?
I mean, it's okay not to be straight about every little thing I do or say, right?
We can still get out of this.
Because sometimes that kind of attention only makes it worse.
You gotta be strong.
But sometimes it feels my insecurities to the strongest part of me.
Percy looks at her, then back at the TV.
If you're going to throw a strike, now would be a good time.
Now?
Right now.
Erica takes the remote and switches off the game.
Hey,
I like the way you don't listen to me, Percy.
She snuggles up to him.
the game.
Oh, come on, there's 100 games on every season.
162.
There's only one me right now.
Percy looks at her, not saying anything.
Maybe this is what you needed. Maybe this is what we both needed. Laura's always so on top of things. I'm not like that. I'm not on top of Percy, of anything.
Percy takes the remote back from Erica, switches the game back on.
Why? Because I mentioned Laura? You still have feelings for her. Then what happened to you two? What happened, Percy?
Nothing happened.
You two used to be so great.
Did something have to happen?
For your relationship to go down the toilet? Yeah, something had to happen.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
Nothing can happen and a relationship can still go down the toilet.
I don't believe that.
Something has to happen for your relationship not to go down the toilet.
What are you talking about?
Time. Time wears out love.
Just because your relationship went south doesn't mean it's a universal condition.
Laura liked me like this. She wanted me like this.
But all you do is talk about sports.
Her mother was so serious and intellectual and big business and all that she wanted something different. And I was this bartender who loved sports and she loved me for it. She didn't want anything heavy. She didn't want anything deep. She said she'd had enough of that in her life, and I was like, cool. The more she loved me, the more I just went all the way with it. And now she wants me to be different, and I can't change the channel.
I'm not trying to fix you, Percy.
Why not? I'm broken, aren't I?
Erica looks at him tenderly. Percy returns her gaze. She regains the remote control.
I'll just mute it, okay?
Okay.
I like the way you look at me.
She takes his hand.
You have a really nice brown eyes. I like the way you don't say anything because I can read into anything I like, and it's a uncomplicated male, for example.
She leans in as if to kiss him, then pulls back.
I don't think we should be doing this. I only am monetary attracted to you. And it's on the most physical basis.
She leans in and kisses him.
But I found the validation of your masculine attention to be almost overwhelming.
They kiss again. She pulls back.
Particularly because you're not Justin, whose everyday's attentions just don't register in the same way.
Percy kisses her. She pulls back again.
Don't you want to hold my boobs?
They kiss as he puts a hand on her breast, she pulls back again.
We shouldn't do this. It would be a terrible blow to our already dangerous, demolished, self-esteemed, not to...
They get up together and walk to the bedroom. Scene 11. Rob and Nicky's kitchen, bar stools, same evening.
I'm still not sure how I feel about this whole breakup thing.
What do you mean?
I'm just not convinced.
Rob never got over the Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston breakup.
I forgot about that.
They were perfect together.
He probably thought Gwyneth and Brad were perfect too.
No, I knew that one was off. She's way too Manhattan for him, but Jennifer was just the right amount of simple.
You say that word, simple, with such relish.
He really did let a good one go there.
I never knew you were so into celebrities.
I keep up with the important ones.
Are any of them really important?
I mean the A-listers, you know, the ones that make it to the cover of National Enquirer on a regular basis.
You know how I feel about newspapers?
It's for work, honey. Clients expect me to be up to speed about Oprah's love triangle and such.
What else have you been reading about?
I have to check my notes. Let's see. J-Lo cheating with hunky hoteler. Obama enters secret cigarette rehab. Boring. Here's a good one. Barbara Walters pregnant with David Beckham love child.
I knew this was gonna happen. This is how it always starts.
How could you have known? The story just broke this week.
You need to not read the Inquirer.
I don't read it. I just scan the headlines.
It's like what you experienced with Percy. Like, they're always trying to avoid something.
How is Percy? You two talking more?
If anything, it's worse.
So maybe this whole breakup thing isn't working.
How do you figure?
He doesn't even use sports cliches anymore. Now he just texts me statistics.
Numbers don't lie.
Please don't start.
Hey, you're being too tough on the guy.
She just wants some communication.
Percy communicates.
Using baseball statistics.
It's a long season with numerous irrelevant triumphs and setbacks. But at least he's trying.
You think he's trying?
Define trying.
Trying to make an effort to do or accomplish something.
It does sort of fit the definition.
Texting baseball statistics?
He's just sharing what's on his mind.
Those numbers mean everything to Percy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, to you or to me, but to Percy, sports statistics are like something sacred.
Statistics of love.
So when he shares them with me, for example, a comparative listing of base percentages for the National League West, he's really sharing the poetry of his heart.
So beautiful and so true.
You can't be serious.
Why didn't I see it sooner?
Laura stands up.
Lord, no.
I have to go to him.
Scene 12. Justin and Erica's house. Stage remains dark.
Do you like this? Does it feel good? How about this? Does this feel good? I also can do this if you like it better. You really are quiet, aren't you? Percy, baby, what are you doing? Oh, really? The TV? I thought we could just, be overcome by your ruthless desire for my naked body and throw all caution and TV viewing to the wind. But I guess not. I guess this was a mistake. Percy! Oh, Percy, yes, Percy, yes! I knew this passion was in you. And it is.
The doorbell rings.
Who the hell is that? Percy, I think you need to stop. Percy! Percy, for someone who's so dialed into the TV, you certainly have a remarkable capability to tune out doorbells.
The doorbell rings again.
My God, you're a maniac. What is wrong with you?
Doorbell rings again.
What's wrong with me? Who have I gotten in bed with? What am I doing? Get off of me!
A loud thump. Erica, in a state of dishevelment, answers the door.
Laura!
Erica,
Laura!
you are home.
Of course I'm home.
What do you mean?
I'm always home. Unless I'm out.
It took you so long to answer the door.
I fell asleep.
At 7:30?
They say the best sleep is before midnight.
Where's Percy?
He's in bed too. We're both getting some rest.
Percy's in bed with you.
We're watching the game.
You look flushed. Are you running a fever? And there's a close feeling in here, like...
Percy, Laura's here.
Percy stumbles in.
Hey, Laura, what's up?
I'm not sure.
I know the feeling, so what brings you over here in this particular moment, on this ongoing, endless, continuous thing we call time?
I should go. I really should go.
No, you shouldn't go.
Yeah, I should. I should go.
No, you really shouldn't.
Erica,
What?
what's going on here?
What do you mean?
Why do you feel so strongly about me staying here? You act like it would have some serious consequences.
Oh, well, every action has consequence. Have you not heard the butterfly effect?
You mean that whole thing about a butterfly flapping its wings in India causing an earthquake in Europe? What does that have to do with anything?
That's the whole point. It has to do with everything. We're all interconnected.
Hurricane.
What?
You said earthquake. It's a hurricane.
Finally, you two are talking.
About chaos theory?
That's the whole point. Everything has to do with everything, and we're interconnected.
You're trying to say, like, I'm the butterfly? Or are you trying to... I really feel more like a caterpillar, honestly.
Don't you get it, honey? You are the butterfly.
I guess I gotta say, I agree, but just...
You mean crawling blindly around, consuming hundreds of times of your body weight, and every day until you burst
Yeah,
out?
pretty much, but mainly just the blind part.
The point is, if you leave now, then you just wouldn't be the same, believe me. So, come in and we're gonna let the air conditioning out. You two, you need to talk.
I was talking to Rob and Kiki about Percy. And suddenly I felt an overwhelming wave of guilt about this whole thing, so I rushed over.
And?
I don't know. My mom walked out on my dad for cheating on her when I was 11, and I felt like if I had only scored higher on my California achievement test that year, they would have just stayed together. And we didn't even live in California. We lived in Maryland, where we apparently just used their standardized test.
You should sit down.
They all sit down. Percy continues watching the game.
What I mean is, I suddenly reminded myself of my mother. And it bothers me because I've never wanted to be like that. I mean, that's the last thing I ever wanted to be because she was so hurt and so angry, and she never really got over it, but it feels like it's happening anyway. Like somehow my parents' relationship is in me and I'm replaying it like a record, even though I hate that record.
I'm glad Percy's hearing this.
Who's playing, Percy?
D-backs, Dodgers.
Division rival. This might not be a good time.
I have no idea what that means. But you, Laura, you have such an understanding of sports. You can keep up with Percy. It would seem a shame to throw that all away.
I watched a lot of sports with my father after the divorce. He was so sad he stopped talking and he just turned on the TV. I'd spend whole weekends like that, watching the Baltimore Orioles because Washington didn't have a team yet.
See, you already had the foundation in your relationship in place.
It does come naturally.
A relationship should feel natural.
My mind just sort of numbs out until the playoffs.
But it's a comfortable numbness.
I do use my head a lot in my work.
Why bring all that thinking home with you?
Percy is easy to be around.
They both glance at Percy, watching the game on low volume.
He's so easy.
I wonder if I'm missing something.
Like what?
I don't know, but how would I know?
I don't follow.
If my only real example of love is my parents and TV shows like Friends and movies like When Harry Met Sally.
I love Meg Ryan!
Of course, I do too, but what I'm saying is that my head is so full of my mother's advice, which even when I'm consciously resisting and some other part of me is submitting to, and all these other ideas about love that aren't real either, it's just like I'm inside this gap between real and unreal, and it's so deep, and I can't see out of it. Sometimes I think I would be much better off knowing absolutely nothing about the subject and being like a scientist discovering it for the first time who only accepts empirical evidence. I mean, at least then I would have a chance, but it's impossible to know anything, to not know anything these days. What with, there's the internet and the books and shows and everything.
What does any of that have to do with Percy?
I don't know.
Listen, Laura, if your internal compass about love is screwed up by your family experiences and your superficial pop culture and you left out your princess fantasies about a handsome knight on white horses, and then maybe, just maybe, the guy you're trying to get away from is really the guy you should be with.
You really think so?
Maybe Percy, who seems all wrong, is exactly who you need to be with.
Who do I need him to be?
That's the question.
It is?
He's Percy. He's your guy.
My guy?
He's your anchor.
My anchor?
And what's a ship without an anchor?
Percy, mute the game. We're getting back together.
Scene 13. Rob and Nicky's house. Barstool's bar, breakfast.
Today, he sent me team slugging percentages for the entire National League.
You guys are back together. I knew it.
I thought you wanted a deeper connection. I thought you were done with compromise and of comfortable, familiar, but totally barren living.
I don't know.
You don't know what.
I just don't know. If everything I've learned in my life about love is mostly a bunch of BS, which I'm pretty sure it is, then I'm inside this ignorant hole and all, and how do I know that Percy isn't right for me?
Forget everything you know. How do you feel?
I feel sort of relieved, actually. It's a lot of trouble to go to breaking up. I mean, I'm so used to being Laura and Percy. I've been doing it for years. It kind of just comes naturally. And it should come naturally. And watching Percy watch sports, it's like my anchor, you know? And there's this guilt of leaving, and I'm really, really relieved not to be feeling that.
That's beautiful.
But is that all you want out of being with him? Like, to not feel bad about not being with him?
Double negative, honey.
The whole situation is a double negative. Two people together who don't really want to be together is a double negative.
Obviously, that's not how they see it.
Well, how do you know how they see it?
How do you know how they see it?
How do you know how they
How
see
do
it?
you know how they
How
see
do you
it?
know how they
Robin,
see
Kiki,
it?
please!
Well, does he? Does he want it too?
Of course he does.
Laura, does he want to get back together with you?
I'm not entirely sure.
Laura!
I saw him yesterday at Justin Erica's.
How was he?
He was just so there, you know?
Of course he was.
There? What does that mean?
There, as in highly present and just taking it all
He
in.
was watching TV, wasn't he?
Yeah, but in like a really warm way.
You have to read the body language.
Laura, are you out of your mind?
Love will do that to you.
I gotta go to work, Laura. Laura, just think about what you're doing, honey. Just really think about it, okay? Before you jump back into anything.
I can't believe you're encouraging Laura and Percy to not be Laura and Percy.
You gotta realize, you can be used to living a certain way, even if it's not the way you really want to live at all. Before you know it, crap! Total crap! Feels familiar and right, just because you're used to it. My dad used to smack my mother in the face with a rolled-up newspaper.
Here we go again with the rolled-up newspaper. Does everything have to tie back to the rolled-up newspaper?
Well, yes, it does.
And what does that have to do with anything anyway?
It means we're highly adaptable creatures, sometimes way too adaptable.
Survival of the fittest. I love it when you talk Darwin to me.
We can be conditioned to accept almost anything. Neglect can come and feel as normal as a cup of coffee in the morning. Even all-out abuse can be completely routine.
Like being with the newspaper?
Like being taken for granted by the person you're supposed to be intimate with. Honey, just really think it over, okay? I know this breakup is tough, but you were going for more in your life. Don't forget that. I gotta go to work.
Kiki exits.
I'm really proud of you, Laura.
I just want to give us one more chance.
Absolutely right. Give love one more chance. Let's have a drink to celebrate.
It's 8 in the morning.
You're a very attractive woman, Laura.
Thank you, Rob. You have a nice smile.
You've always liked my smile.
I guess that's true.
And I've always liked your ass.
Rob,
I'm just saying, there's always been this mutual attraction between us.
that I like your smile and you like my ass.
Why fight it?
I'm really not fighting it.
Come on, Laura, this has been a hard time for you, admit it.
You keep stating true things, but like twisting their meaning.
Would it really be so bad if we just let go with each other?
You're doing it again. Letting go together is good, but your connotation of having sex is not good.
I'm so glad one of us finally said it out loud.
I said it out loud to say that it's not going to happen.
Let's make you a martini.
Did you hear me? Rob, did you hear me?
Laura.
Rob.
Laura.
You really don't listen to a word anyone says, do you?
Love is in the air.
He hands her one martini and sits down next to her, raising his glass.
To mutual attractions.
I'm sorry I have to do this.
Don't ever apologize for your true feelings, Laura.
She throws the martini in his face.
Too dry?
You just tell me how happy you are that Percy and I are getting back together, and then you try to hit on me. And what about Kiki? All you talk about is how much you want to marry her.
I do want to marry her, but she's got a block. And we need something to get us over that hump.
So you want us to hump to get you two over the hump?
I knew you'd get it.
I don't get it.
It's very simple. We have sex, then feel ashamed about it, which Kiki picks up on in that weird way women do, as if they got some built-in shame Geiger counter. Tick, 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 tick.
A shame Geiger counter? Is that really what you think of women?
For a couple of days, I fight her off. What's your problem? I don't have a problem. What's your problem? What's my problem? You're my problem. I'm not your problem. You're your problem. I'm not a problem. Yes, you are.
Rob,
No, I'm
please!
not. Finally, I let her corner me, and I confess our little infidelity.
What does that accomplish?
It accomplishes a lot. Kiki has gotten too secure in our living, so I introduce a little bit of doubt into our relationship, and a little fear, like a dash of yeast to make the dough rise.
Kiki's already scared. She's afraid of suffocating in your bedroom. She's afraid of newspapers.
Right, but what's missing from the mix is the fear of loss. That's the straw that stirs the drink.
Mix? Straw? What are you making, a margarita?
I just need to introduce enough fear of loss to trump Kiki's fear of being trapped. And then when the conversation about marriage comes up, she'll feel a healthy dose of urgency to get the deal done.
I thought you loved Kiki.
Why do you think I'm doing this? I mean, look at what happened to you and Percy.
So this is my fault?
But you can be part of the solution.
Am I supposed to find that arousing?
Don't overthink it.
Rob, just tell her the truth.
What truth do you want me to tell her?
Do you really want your relationship to be built on manipulation?
It won't matter once we're married.
Why? What do you think happens when you're married? Do you think you suddenly get transported into a different dimension where everything works out the way you want it to?
I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Tell her the truth, Rob.
I should just be open with her. Lay it all out there.
Why not?
Isn't that obvious? Is that the only advice you have to offer? How about taking her to a nice dinner at some trendy steakhouse? Or shopping for something special, something sparkly and expensive that really shows she matters? I know what will win her. Heart, how about a romantic trip to the fucking Grand Canyon? We could stay over the night at the lodge, watch the sunset, and project our foreverness of the geology in front of our faces into our all-too-temporal relationship. Is that your idea? Is that gonna do the trick?
Why can't you just be real with her?
Why can't I be real with her? Why can't I be real? You tell me, Laura.
I don't know.
Come on, are you really that blind?
What are you talking about?
Why can't I be real with her?
Yes.
Because what's real in all this talk and all this blah, 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 what's really, really real is that I've already lost her.
Scene 16. Justin and Erica's house. Evening. Justin arrives home. Erica greets him.
I missed you.
I've missed you. No, I really missed you.
I missed you too.
Can I just miss you once, just a little bit more?
Of course you can, honey. Go ahead.
Okay. I've missed you. I really missed you. A lot.
Wow, that feels really good for a change.
What do you mean?
I don't know. To be the one who's missed more?
Did you miss me?
Of course I do.
Good.
Just not as much as you missed me.
Can we just move on?
Yeah, how's it going with Percy?
Why would you be talking about that?
Are you two scoring well together?
What?
Isn't that what teammates are supposed to do? Come together and score more often?
You're being very strange.
I was listening to sports talk radio on the way home.
Oh, so you're using sports verbiage you've just heard, which to you is might as well just be a foreign language.
It's all about sticking it in together. Little hockey reference, I believe. Or maybe it's sticking it out. It's all about sticking it out together. That's what great teams do.
There's something I have to tell you.
Is it about your disorder?
No, well, sort of, yes.
Do you want me to painstakingly draw it out of you while you withdraw deeper into your shell?
Withdrawing into her shell.
I don't know.
And does it have to do with work?
Not really.
Is it your hair? Your ovaries?
Jesus, you'll never get it.
Maybe you should give me a hint.
Okay, here's your hint. Percy.
You're right. I was going in a totally different direction. What about Percy?
We were watching the game together last night.
Really? Who's playing? Just kidding.
I didn't watch the whole game.
Of course not. Sports mean nothing to you.
I watched some of it to be with Percy.
That's nice.
I was with him.
He needs our company.
I mean in bed.
I like watching TV lying down too.
Justin, wasn't that simple.
Well, honey, baseball is not a simple game.
I slept with him, Justin.
Like, you fell asleep next to him in a bed? Slept with him?
No.
You didn't sleep a wink? Slept with him?
I slept with him, as in the fucking that we still use to this day without hearing how absolutely prissy we sound. Slept with him.
I can't believe you slept with Percy.
I'm sorry.
That's it?
What do you want from me?
I don't know what I want from you.
What do you mean?
Do you want to be with Percy?
Of course not.
Did you like it?
Justin.
Did you like it with Percy?
I don't know.
You don't know.
There's a lot going on. The game was on and then the doorbell rang.
I thought I could trust you.
You know I have issues.
But those issues were always between you and me.
I'm
and
sorry.
your therapist.
I'm sorry.
God. I've been so stupid. I thought you needed me. I thought I was something essential in your life. I thought you couldn't do without me. I feel like such a clueless little girl.
Why bring gender into it?
I thought our sex was sacred.
Is that how girls think?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
What do you mean, what? My heart hurts. It really hurts. I love you. I love you so much. I suddenly feel embarrassed how much I love you. I'm so stupid. I thought I was saving you. I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I thought we had something special. I thought we were something special. Where have I been?
Thought I was a sick puppy.
Aren't you?
My therapist says this guilt is a stuck energy and is no good for anyone involved. You don't want stuck energy, do you?
Some of your energy needs to be stuck, or at least put on a leash.
That's a horrible thing to say.
You're a horrible person.
Justin,
What?
you've never judged me before.
You're always the one with the pain and the problems. Don't you know other people can feel pain too?
You're always so solid.
I'm fucking melting down right now like an ice cream cone outside, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Shit.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be affected this way.
How'd you think I would be affected?
I didn't think, Justin. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did you,
What?
with Percy, did you
What, Justin?
pretend anything?
With Percy? No way. He barely turned down the TV. I knew it was a mistake before we ever finished.
Did you finish?
Not even close.
Why? I mean, did he lose it or what?
Justin,
I think I have a right to know.
Laura showed up.
Oh my God.
It was so stressful. Can we not talk about it?
But why Percy?
I don't know.
God damn it.
I don't
Why
know,
Percy?
Justin. I don't know.
Convenience. He's in the house.
Possibly.
Competition with Laura. They're still sort of together.
Probably.
He says so little. You can read into his silence anything you want.
Uh-huh.
You needed to validate your attractiveness with someone other than yours truly.
That's right.
In his head, is so into sports, he doesn't analyze you even a little.
Spot on. You think you're pretty hot, don't you?
In a diagnostic sort of way, I think I'm irresistible.
Then why don't you show me how hot you are?
Why should I?
Because I want you to. That's why.
You really do?
I really, really do.
Pretend preggers or broken condom?
Surprise me.
Stage goes black. We hear Erica and Justin.
Feel good?
Good.
Really good?
Really good.
Super good?
Super duper good.
I'm so it's so exciting that we're not just having sex, we're starting our family.
Oh, yes.
After a few moments of quiet,
I don't think they're going to make it together.
Laura and Percy?
No, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Of course, Laura and Percy.
You know me after sex. Sluggish, satiated, and simple-minded.
It worries me.
Can barely string words together.
Anyways, I don't know how she stood this so long. I mean, Percy never comes out of his shell. Never, not even during...
What?
It just makes me wonder.
What?
It just makes me wonder, you know, about us. I mean, what's going to happen to keep us together for a long term?
What about baby?
Laura's so bright and so good at going along with Percy and his sports stuff. How long could she hold out?
What about baby?
What? Hold on. Here, have a bite of a gluten-free, low-carb bar with friendly sweetener, and this will balance out your blood sugar.
we hear the crackle of a wrapper and loud, wet chewing sounds.
God! You chew loud! Oh, is this going to happen to people that live together too long? The chewing just gets louder and louder, and the ear becomes more and more sensitive. Pretty soon, every meal sounds like dinosaurs grazing through Jurassic Park. How long could I just stand to live like this? And what everyday habits of mine offend you to the core of your soul? How are we going to make it together?
Baby!
Yeah, I know, I'm your baby.
No! A baby. We might have a baby. How's that for a long-term plan?
I know, down the line, like you've always said. We'll make it a point when we're ready to have children, and will we even get there?
Well, we might just have gotten started tonight.
What?
Erica switches the light on.
What's better than pretend pregger sex? Real pregger sex.
You weren't wearing a condom and you didn't tell me?
How could you not know?
How could you not tell me?
I thought you wanted a baby.
Why?
I don't know. All the baby names lists you're constantly coming up with? Catholic names, Jewish names, Buddhist names, Slavic names.
I was raised non-denominational. I don't want a baby now. I just started feeling solid in my career.
Oh. Sorry.
Sorry? Sorry? Is that all you have to say?
I guess I wasn't thinking.
God damn it, Jesse. God damn it. Now I have to go out and get the morning after pill.
But it's the evening out.
You're not funny. Do you know that?
Erica, I'm sorry.
You're sorry? But I'm the one that is in the sorry of your soreness.
But you wanted to have a baby before Laura.
Not really.
You mean you don't have competitive reproductive disorder?
I don't think so.
Well, that one sounded like such a complex condition, which would have taken constant counseling, encouragement, forgiveness, and patience.
All the things you do, I've tried to be insecure for you. I really have, but I don't know how much longer I can keep it up.
Don't worry, honey.
That's the point. I don't know if there's enough to worry about. What if I've tried to be your neurotic love partner?
Then there's motherhood. The potential for anxiety is endless.
But the baby is the last thing I want right now.
Oh, good. Because I actually did wear a condom.
What?
I just wanted to know where you really stood on the matter.
Are you fucking with me?
All this breaking up and making up with Laura and Percy has made me feel like we need to be more real with each other.
So you lied to me?
Right.
So you lied to me about not using a condom So you really did use a condom?
Trojan Her Pleasure condoms, designed to hit any woman's hot spots. Our current favorite.
You're not just saying these things to be some part of an elaborate lie just to make us more honest together?
Nope.
Or some kind of support strategy to get me through my competitive reproductive disorder that doesn't actually exist?
Doesn't exist for you, or doesn't exist at all?
Justin!
I wore a condom. I wore a condom.
I love you. I really love you.
I love you too.
Even without a competitive reproductive disorder?
Yes.
Even if my acute securities fade into mild insecurities and then slowly fade to no securities at all?
I would love you even if you never pretended one single symptom of any known or unknown emotional or psychological complaint ever again. But will you still love me?
I will love you even if you never caretake me through another crisis of confidence ever again. Even if you need for even one iota of insecurities in me. Through your not too high, not too low, slightly Canadian optimism. Even if you never need to talk to me out of my body image angst about my head, about my arms, about my ass, about my way too thin, droopy lower lip, I will love you.
They kiss. The stage goes black. Scene 15. Rob and Nicky's bedroom. Kiki is packing an overnight bag. Rob walks in.
What are you doing?
Laura told me what you tried to pull yesterday.
And you believed her?
I haven't even said what it was, and you're already denying it.
I'm not denying anything.
What exactly are you not denying?
I'm not denying anything. Therefore, there's nothing to deny.
Don't do that.
Do what?
Don't therefore me.
Therefore is a perfectly legitimate article. It
It means
means
you're pompous, arrogant, self-absorbed, and deluded idiot.
I don't think that necessarily follows. There are several other equally valid conclusions one could draw from that particular word choice.
No, Rob. It follows. It necessarily fucking follows.
Is this about the ceiling?
It's not about the ceiling. It's about us.
Because I just have to say, I'm not going to paint it again.
We're not connected at all. Why do we even live together?
I've repainted it twice, and I really think it's time to move on, unless you want that popcorn treatment, which is totally tacky.
Is it just us, do you think, who live in these his-her side-by-side bubbles, attached but never touching? Or does everyone settle into this kind of together but separate strangeness?
Life can't be one long lap dance, Kiki. I wish it could be, but at some point, fatigue sets in, and you can't keep all the swishing and gyrating and pretend humping going, and you just have to plop down on that lap and sit there.
So we're just supposed to sit on each other.
If we were married, we could both feel a lot more comfortable and relaxed about it.
I'm moving out, Rob.
Honey, every bedroom has a ceiling, and every ceiling is going to have some imperfection in it. We could put up a fan there, give you something else to look at while adding resale value when the market turns.
I'm not moving out from the bedroom. I'm moving out from you.
Rob stops, pauses, thinks about it.
Why?
Rob, you tried to take Laura to bed to scare me into marrying you.
Exactly.
Every time we agree, we're agreeing to something totally different.
I agree.
It's like we're never really connect on anything.
Nothing happened between me and Laura.
Because Laura didn't go for it.
If you had just agreed to marry me, there wouldn't have an issue to discuss.
So it's my fault.
Yes.
Why does it feel, Rob, to always feel right?
You used to like that about me. You used to say, Rob, you're always right, but you said it differently. You said it with this smile that lit up your face, and it made me feel like this warm, soothing liquid running through my chest just to look at you. You have no idea how good that felt. It was such a turn-on. Better than a lap dance.
I'm sorry.
We should get married. What happened? Did I stop being right? Or did you stop liking it?
I don't know.
We should get married.
But you still wish I was Kitty Claw.
You don't give her enough credit. She was fantastic.
She was a little girl trying to grow up.
We were happy.
But I'm not there anymore. You're holding me in the past.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means people change.
I haven't changed.
It's like we speak two totally different languages.
I can't believe we're breaking up this way, without any understanding between us.
Why? It's exactly the way we've lived together.
But I love you.
You love Kitty Claw.
I love both of you.
But there's only one of me now.
I love whichever one of you is here.
Rob, listen to yourself.
You have changed.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Now you know everything.
Why shouldn't I?
It doesn't matter what I feel, does it?
What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter that I love you or with or without the Catwoman mask.
Forget about the mask.
It's not really about me at all.
You just don't want to face how you are. You never do.
The dancer dumps the dude. How about that?
You see how you see me?
How long have you been building this wall? Since Laura moved in? No, much longer than that. Much, much longer.
What are you talking about?
Your wall. Whatever I do, it's just high enough that I can't get over it.
You don't listen. You never have. You're just like your father. It runs in your family.
Even if I somehow get a finger to the top, I still can't get a grip because you just add another row of bricks.
There is no wall, Rob.
There's always been a wall. I remember when I reached it just about up to my knee. Then you were easy to get over.
We see things so differently.
I thought it was just a part of our thing. Our game. I pay, you dance. I climb, you let me in. I didn't know that low wall was just the foundation. I didn't know you were always building towards this.
You're the one with all the plans, not me.
I thought you liked your part, but why would you? You didn't really want to be the stripper. It was okay for a while, the attention and all that. But you did it because you had to, and I like that about you. I liked your guts. I thought I was paying, but the whole time you were. And now you're paid up.
We don't love each other anymore. It happens.
You don't love me.
Stage goes dark. Scene 15. Bar where Percy bartends. Afternoon. Laura, seated on a bar stool, watches Percy behind the bar. Organizing bottles, wiping down glasses, slicing fruit, stocking toothpicks, etc., prepping for the evening.
Thanks for the texts.
Batting averages with men in scoring positions.
Is that what that was?
Tells the real story of why we're in third, not first.
The real story?
It's definitely not about the pitching. Pitching is solid.
Yes, the pitching.
And the batting averages are good enough. Not great, but solid. But with men in scoring positions, that's where we have a problem.
I get it. At key moments in the game, when it's time to step up and make a difference, we don't do it.
We don't do it.
And that's the problem.
Fielding is solid.
So that's not the problem.
Pitching's solid.
You already said that, but right, that's not the problem.
No, hitting in the clutch.
That's the problem.
Been doing it a while.
A lot of girls couldn't keep up with this kind of conversation. You know that, don't you? Erica? Psh, no way. Kiki? Not either. But Erica watched the game with you the other night. What was that like?
Want a margarita?
Now that's a drink offer I can't accept. You know just how I like it.
Rocks, no salt.
Why didn't we ever go to the Grand Canyon again?
I don't know.
It's one of those wonders of the world, and it's like only 4 hours away.
I've been there.
But not with me. God, you make a good margarita. Why can't someone else make a margarita like you? Why are yours the only margaritas I like? Is it really that rare and exclusive an experience that the entire universe of margaritas, yours is the only margarita that's right for me? I mean, there's got to be more than one great margarita out there, right? Or is it because I know that exactly what I get with your margarita, that I never go out and experience other margaritas, so yours just seems like the one and only, when really there could be a bar 5 minutes from here that serves great margaritas that I like even more, but I've just never gone to find out.
You're welcome.
I never told you this, but sometimes driving home from my office, I listen to sports talk radio.
Really? Ever call in?
God, no. Actually, I was tempted a couple of times.
You wanted to set the record straight.
Exactly. I wanted to set the record straight. I'm glad I finally told you about that. Is there anything you want to tell me?
Percy drops a glass.
What is it?
Erica.
Erica?
Mrs. Justin.
Oh. She told you that?
He's in St. Louis Really humid right now. So much worse than our dry heat.
I don't understand what you're telling me. Try using a sports metaphor.
I can't.
But you always do. If it's not baseball, it's basketball. Try hockey. Do hockey.
Laura, don't.
Don't what?
Nothing.
Don't what, Percy? If sports teams metaphors don't work, try boxing. What about golf?
No.
What's going on with you?
Don't coach me.
I'm not coaching. I'm suggesting.
You're coaching.
Percy, come on. You're better than this.
You're doing it right now.
Are you gonna quit? Are you a quitter?
You're coaching. You're always coaching.
I'm always coaching? Well, you're always the one acting like a rookie who needs it.
So it's my fault?
You have the potential to be such an amazing person.
Stop.
I can see great things for you. What's so wrong about that?
I don't want to be treated like a minor leaguer.
Please, God, not another sports metaphor.
I don't want to live my life like I'm training for my life.
What does that mean?
It means this isn't batting practice. This isn't the game. This is the big show. It might not seem like all that much, but this is the big leagues for me. And I don't need some coach in my ear telling me that I'm ready to play when I'm already playing. Maybe I'm not putting up all my all-star numbers, but I'm going all out. And anyway, this is me, okay? I can't be someone else. I don't want to be. You're the one who wants to be someone else. And if you feel that way, you're probably right about it. There probably is someone else you're supposed to be. And you've just been playing it safe. You've been hiding from your parents' life. You're the one in the minors, not me.
So this is my fault?
It's not easy to talk about this.
We have to talk about this.
Since when?
What does that mean?
Jesus.
You can't pin this one on me.
I'm not pinning anything on anybody.
You were just cute and funny and easy to be with. And I liked it. Is there anything really wrong with that?
I tried to talk to you about serious things.
You told me about your brother and how he left you at the zoo. How many times do we have to go over that?
I wasn't going over it. I was trying to figure out what happened. I was trying to figure out why my big brother hated me growing up. Why sometimes he loved me and sometimes he hated me.
Yeah, but you got really heavy about it, Percy. I heard so many heavy conversations about my parents, and it never went anywhere. It just got heavier and heavier until the air was almost too thick to breathe, like those incredibly sticky, humid summer days back in Maryland that I don't miss one bit. When you're just praying for a thunderstorm to come in for some relief, except that in my house, when the storms finally come after building for days, they were electric with evil things said, things that could never really be taken back. You don't want to go there, believe me.
So we talk sports instead.
There's this strange thing about sports. Have you ever noticed that the more you care about it, the more of an escape it actually is? I mean, if you don't get emotionally invested, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't take you away, but if you're really into it, you can live out every emotion, every disaster, like the Cardinals losing to Pittsburgh in that Super Bowl, a way that is basically harmless. I mean, it hurts to lose. It hurts bad, but there are losses in life that are so sad, so permanently sad that they just make your legs buckle and your heart want to freeze in your chest, and as bad as they are, sports losses don't do that.
I believe the word is catharsis.
That's profound, Percy. You are profound. You just need to show it more. You just need to bring it out and let the world see.
Stop.
What?
Would you sign a pitcher for his hitting?
Some pitchers can hit for average.
Okay, but would you sign a pitcher to hit in the middle of your lineup?
Of course not. He's a pitcher.
You can't make a pitcher into a slugger.
I get that.
Except in the case of Rick Angle, the St. Louis pitcher who freaked out and couldn't throw strikes anymore and eventually remade himself into an outfielder. The first player to win 10 games and hit 50 home runs since Babe Ruth.
Percy, please, don't start with all the sports trivia.
It's not trivia, it's fact.
Facts can be trivial. Most of them are. No wonder I feel so guilty. I created this whole situation, and now I can't stand it.
You think you made me a sports fan?
That's what happens in Grand Canyon State. You find someone you really like, and then you turn them into something else. Something you like less. Women talk about this with other women. How we train our men. Why? For security. Sure, maybe. You gotta put handles on the guy so you can hold on to him. But once you build the fence, you start to feel fenced in.
What gives women the right to take responsibility for everything?
Why is it so hard for a man to accept that he's been influenced by a woman?
I was a fan way before I met you. I was a Giants fan before I ever moved out here. Probably should have stuck with them.
My dad once took me out to look at a solar eclipse. We couldn't look straight at the sun, or it could blind us, so we took a piece of glass and burned wood underneath it until it smoked up. That's how it is with this intimacy. You can't really take it. It's too raw. It's too much of what you always wanted but never thought you could have, and never saw anyone else have. So you create this lens to look through that's slightly distorted that cuts down on the full power of it, and then after a while, guess what? It looks dull.
Do you think this is all about you? Your parents, your fears, your desires?
Do you miss me, Percy?
I don't know yet.
Does it take time to know something like that? Does feeling take time?
Or does time take feeling?
Does time take feeling? Take it away, you mean? Yes, we used to feel each other more than we do now. Did the pheromones wear off? Did we just become part of each other's routine? What happened to that feeling? Where did it go? You know, when you say things like that, deep things, it makes me think maybe just...
Stop.
I'm coaching again, aren't I?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to feel it.
Feel what?
The sadness.
Oh,
This is sad, Percy.
it is sad.
We've been avoiding this for a really long time.
I guess so.
I think because it connects us to old sadness, too. That isn't even from, like, right now.
An all-time sadness.
Sadness Hall of Fame. We come here from different places, but we bring it all with us, don't we?
I'm still not going back to Jersey.
The winters are ridiculous, and the summers suck anyway.
All that bullshit about the seasons, they can have it.
You were like my Scottsdale. You were my fresh start, my escape from all that.
I'm no Rick Angle.
Who is?
Maybe you are, Laura.
Really? You think so?
I think you've got the potential.
Thank you, Percy. Wow, I really felt that.
I really meant it.
I really love you.
I love you.
Laura embraces Percy.
Want to watch the game? It's D-backs Dodgers.
No.
Laura exits. Stage goes black.
Alright friends, so that was the end of our live event. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes with my cast, and we're going to do a cast commentary. First off, I'm going to ask all my actors to come back on. And we are going to bow because theater. So let's see how many we can squish on here. Can we see everyone? Back up! I can see you. Back up! I think we got everyone. Alright, ready? Hands up! Alright friends, thank you for viewing. We will be back in 10 minutes with cast commentary. This is the process to help Joe out and any rewriting or any basically information to help him in his processes on the play furthermore. So we'll see you soon.
I'm about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I got